Hey, I'm Matt from Chaparral Motorsports. Today we're going to take a look at the LS2 Metro Firefly Modular helmet. Let's have a look. At first glance, you really wouldn't think that this helmet has a modular function to it. For one, of how compact the shell is, for two, how aggressive it looks, and for three, just the overall sportiness that this helmet has. So it really can be used on many different types of motorcycles, not just a touring bike in specific. Now, the other great thing about this helmet, my favorite part, is the Firefly Graphic. This is very unique because when you're riding with this throughout the day, it's getting charged by the sun. As night falls, this helmet's really going to stand out because it has this glow-in-the-dark graphic. The graphic itself is really nice. It's pretty racy. You have all of these pinstripes going across the helmet. It breaks up in the front. It really does look cool, and it's really going to pop with that neon colorway. So it's really an awesome color scheme that they have. Definitely my favorite, but it is available in many other colorways if this is not what you're liking. So let's go ahead and jump right into the features of the helmet itself, starting out with the shell. They are making this helmet in 3 exterior shell sizes to cover your range of extra small through 3XL. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to get a really great fit across the board. And the other thing about this helmet and what you need to pay attention to is that the internal fit is long oval. So if you're longer front to back, this is definitely a great option for you. Now, I'm more of an intermediate oval. I can probably get away with it, but it still might create some hot spots later on down the road on a longer ride. So with that being said, let's jump right into the ventilation system. In the front here, you have an open and closed vent, and something that's really unique in this area, you'll notice that all of these vents look like they're fixed open. Well, you have these plugs that you can put into this if it's a little cooler out, or if you really want to control the airflow. Otherwise, you can leave them out and you get airflow similar to an open face MX helmet, which is really cool and definitely something that you haven't seen before in other helmets in this category. So great airflow in the front. You have 2 intake vents at the top that are open and closed, and something that I liked about this is that they're actually spring loaded. So when they get closer to the closed position, they're actually going to shut themselves, which is great because you don't have to fiddle around with it as you're riding. In the built-in spoiler, you have 2 more exhaust vents. That's going to allow all of that hot air to escape, and then making the way underneath the EPS liner, you have a few to let that air escape as well. Now on the left side, here is your function for the drop-down sun visor, another added value to this helmet. Very smooth action. It's cable driven, that's why. So you have a nice little detent at the top. It's going to lock it in place so it doesn't fall down. It goes clear out of the way when you're not using it, and it's really going to come in handy if you're looking for some extra sun protection. Now, I'm going to say it again, another value to this helmet, the 3mm thick face shield. This is nice because it's very sturdy. It's strong, it's reinforced at the top, and it's optically correct. And the tab to open it is in the middle, so if you're left or right-handed, you're not going to have any issues there. Also, what you will notice on this helmet is all the positive detents to allow some extra ventilation. And what comes in the box is the fog fighter from LS2. That's basically like their version of a pin lock system, so it's going to keep this shield as fog-free as possible. Now the base plate mechanism is pretty simple. You have these tabs on the very outer edge here. You just pull this out and the face shield will then pop off, and it's very easy to swap the shield out if you need it. Around the eye port, you also have a very thick gasket, which is going to give a nice seal to the helmet to create a quiet ride and also prevent wind from coming in through the front. You have a breath box that you can remove if you didn't want that on there. Now let's take a look at the actual modular function to this helmet. First off, your latch is in the center, so again, making it easier to get to with your left or your right hand. It has a very smooth motion to it, and it has a detent up at the top, so if you're looking to get some wind to your face, you can do so, or if you're looking to ride around town at slower speeds, you can have this in the up position. You also have a metal-to-metal locking system, which adds strength and gives you a bit of reassurance as well. Now, the other great thing about the LS2 helmet that I really like is just the small details, like the locking pin base. You have almost this carbon fiber look to it, and you have the little LS2 logo on these little rivets. So it's just those small details that add the value for me. Now the actual material on the inside liner, the comfort liner, is very soft to the touch, and it is a technical fabric, so it's going to wick that sweat away. It's going to help reduce moisture buildup, so keep you nice and dry and cool at the same time. It's all completely removable and washable as well. Now, this helmet has very small detents in the EPS liner for a comm system, so if you're using one that has thin speakers, you should be able to get away with it. If your speakers are a little thicker, you might have to do some modifications to fit them into this helmet. However, on the sides of this thing, it's going to accommodate the actual unit very nicely. So moving on, you also get a quick release mechanism for the chin strap. Very simple to use. You just pull this little red tab and off the strap goes, and you also get this kind of like a comfort liner, I would say. It's padded and it also kind of feels like a neoprene, so it's very comfortable, very easy to use. You have a little bit of reflective material just to give some added nighttime visibility, and you have a chin skirt to keep this helmet as quiet as can be. So there it is. That is the LS2 Metro helmet in the Firefly Graphic. Again, there's multiple colors available. Check us out on the site, shapmoto.com. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Matt, and we will see you next time.